If you grew up in the Western world, you didn't learn anything about sex. You probably learned something, a thing or two from your parents. Maybe if they said anything to you, they said, hey, if you're gonna do it, wear a condom. Or don't do it at all. Just don't do it. You'll be pregnant and get STDs and it's just gonna be a bad thing. And then in school, you got taught that basically, here is the vagina, here is a penis, insert. Once again, babies are STDs, so just avoid it at all costs. But here's some condoms, by the way. We learned nothing about pleasure, how orgasms work, and all these things. We get thrown out to the world basically being forced to learn it all on our own, through our own experiences, and ultimately through porn, which is such a bad perspective. Most of the time, it's just superficial and fake. So we're literally supposed to learn how to have great sex from something that isn't even real. It just doesn't make sense. And I think this specifically is so important when it comes to women, because if you study the orgasm gap, literally most men don't have to worry about orgasming and stuff of that nature. But when 70% of women don't experience internal vaginal orgasm, you have to question that and think why. Why as women are we disconnected from that part of ourselves? What is going on? And for one thing, one of the reasons why we are so incredibly disconnected from our own sexuality is because we don't have a spiritual, mental, and emotional perspective when it comes to sexuality. We don't get taught about our yoni, which is the Sanskrit word for womb and vagina. We don't get taught about actually how this is connected to the sacral chakra, our magnetism, our ability to attract, but the sacral chakra can be blocked when we have self-esteem issues, when we've gone through sexual trauma, when we were in incredibly toxic relationships, when we have a negative view and perspective on our sexuality, on our bodies. We don't acknowledge that our bodies are good enough and are great as they are. When we have sex with partners who are incredibly toxic people and live toxic lives, we don't get taught that we are internal womb-based beings and we have a tendency to take on energy. We don't get taught that since we grew up in a hyper-masculine society, that being able to truly experience orgasm is complete self-acceptance of the moment, being present in the moment, in your body, in yourself, and feeling safe enough to open up that part of yourself to experience orgasms. Some people were taught that sexuality was bad and that it wasn't good and that it's evil, and if they experience sexuality and pleasure within their own bodies, they're going to hell. And all of us, especially as women, come from a long line of women who experienced plenty of trauma. I mean, even in certain parts of this world today, you have people that literally, not to be morbid, but people literally in other countries are cutting off people's clitorises so that women can't tap into their pleasure center and energy on their body. Women literally have the clitoris, which is the only part of the body that is dedicated and there specifically for pleasure, and that's it. We were supposed to experience this pleasure. However, world and society has been teaching us that this pleasure is bad and that we shouldn't like ourselves, we shouldn't like our body, and that our pleasure doesn't matter and it only exists solely for the gratification of men. But that's not true. As women, when we step deeper into our sexuality and embrace our sexuality, we start to fully understand this connection that we have to our divinity. You heard that right, divinity. Because when you step into sexual energy, you're stepping into creative energy. And when we think about the creator, the creator of everything in front of us, this is a being, this is an understanding, this is a state of being that says, as women, we are natural creators. We have a womb, okay? We have this portal of life within our bodies naturally. It's our sacral chakra. So the more that we activate this portal of life, we can literally birth anything that we want into existence, okay? That is the divinity of us. This understanding, this sacred understanding, this understanding that your sexuality is divine, it's creative, and it is the basis of the law of attraction working in your life and your magnetism, being able to pull whatever it is towards you. The more we step into that creative essence, we're able to literally create the life that we want. And that's why I love Tantra, because in Tantra, this is a spiritual path where not only do they acknowledge the masculine half of divinity, but they also acknowledge the feminine aspect of divinity. So it is understanding the union between the divine masculine and the divine feminine coming together to create life and existence itself. Through their effortless and endless love making, they create existence itself, all right? And understand that we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. So the more that we integrate these two energies within us, we're able to step into that creative force of nature right here, right now. So sexuality is so important. Understanding sexuality from a deeper level is so important, but also the basic level, right? I know a lot of people say that sexuality and sex is not that important in relationships, when I don't understand. It so definitely is, because having good sex in your relationships leads to deeper connections, deeper attachments, and having that powerful dynamic in your relationship. Knowledge is power, and this is why this company is freaking amazing to me, and I'm so excited. Lack of good sex leads to resentment, and resentment leads to lack of intimacy. Lack of intimacy leads to disconnection. Disconnection leads to breakups, separations, and cheating. And disconnection in partnerships leads to disconnection from ourselves and what truly feels good and right to us. So if you aren't even enjoying sex in your relationship and you're just doing it just to do it, and instead of actually experiencing excitement and pleasure and love in the bedroom, whatever the case is, you're just doing it just to do it because we should just be doing it, right? That's just, that's what we gotta do. You actually build a certain level of distance between you and your partner. And you see this a lot in women, because a lot of women actually fake their orgasms because we get taught that, our partner's pleasure is more important than our pleasure. So we fake our orgasms and we pretend that we like something, and that could be so detrimental to our wombs and just so detrimental to our sacral chakra. It is understanding authenticity and being able to actually have those tough conversations and say, actually, I'm not satisfied. Let's work this out. Let me heal through this within myself. Let's get to a deeper level of connection. Let's work this out. If we don't have the space, if we don't have the vocabulary, if we don't have the words to be able to express that, resentment builds up in your relationships, and there's just this disconnection. At some point, the person that you're with ends up being a roommate instead of your partner for life. That's why this video is so important. It's understanding pleasure, and that your pleasure is valuable. Whether you're a woman, a male, whoever the case is, your pleasure is valid. And once you understand that your pleasure and desires are valid, and that that's what you should experience in any sexual relationship, whether you're committed or not, your sexuality is valid. Your pleasure is valid. Owning that and understanding that is key. And that usually won't come from just watching porn. That comes from true sexual education within your body and also learning valuable information. And that's why I'm so excited about the sponsor of this video, Beducated. Beducated is amazing. Amazing. It's literally a platform online that has tons, hundreds of videos on sexuality, how to have better sex from all perspectives, from BDSM, from oral sex, to all the way to tantric sex, sex with yourself, sex with couples. Everything and anything is on this platform, and it's literally hundreds of courses of all sizes, all different teachers that teach you about how to have better sex. This is the course platform that you need to explore yourself, to explore your body, to explore intimacy, to explore connection, to explore sexuality, to explore sensuality, and to understand yourself as a sexual being. It provides you the opportunity that was robbed from us in childhood and in our adolescent ages. And this is about, for men and women, stepping out of pride, stepping out of viewing sexuality as something that's not important, stepping out of viewing sexuality as something that is to be taboo, and understanding that it's sacred and it's the reason why we're all here. So we might as well just freaking enjoy it and love every minute of the sexual experiences that we have. So the course that I took was Tantra for One. And in this course, I learned a bunch of practices to really enhance my sexuality and my sexual energy, and to create a deeper relationship with sex within myself. It was such an amazing course. I learned a lot of great things, and certain things I found myself in my life normally that I naturally did. I was like, oh my God, there's a whole practice dedicated to this, because naturally I've also studied Tantra before in my life and different breath work and stuff like that. But having that guided practice, having those guided meditations are so helpful. It helps to reinforce that connection that you have with yourself. And the course that I took was so powerful. Literally, I was feeling things things and exploring things and allowed myself to fully just let go and to experience myself as a sexual divine being. And it was so amazing. Tantra is this spiritual practice that understands that sexuality is sacred, but on a different level. It also is talking about the masculine and the feminine coming together on that divine level to create the world in front of us, because we have Shiva, who is the God energy or the masculine energy, and Shakti, who is the raw divine feminine energy, and they come together, they make love, and constantly they create babies, which are the physical manifestation of their lovemaking. So this on a deeper level means once we integrate the divine masculine and feminine energy within our being, right? And we honor that energy within our being. We integrate that energy within our being. Naturally, then we become magnetic, creative individuals, and we're able to have such a deep connection with our ability to create the life that we want as well. And ultimately step into our magnetic state. And once you're living on that type of frequency and you're integrated within yourself, naturally you start attracting the right people. You will start attracting your soulmates, right? And then you start attracting money. You start attracting whatever it is that you want because you are connected with your own desires and sexuality. And that's why I really love this course and I really love this platform, because it gives you the ability to dive deeper into your sexuality as well as the step-by-step process of doing so. I love this platform, y'all. So one of the practices that I learned about that I actually heard before, but I love doing during the course, was circular breathing. Circular breathing is the act of being able to basically circle the sexual energy within your body. And if you circle the sexual energy in your body, you start to really connect to yourself as a sexual being on a very deep level. And also it really creates that magnetism in your body, right? So it's basically breathing from the root chakra. So taking a deep breath and breathing all the way down into your root chakra. Visualizing this process the whole time, taking a deep breath in and breathing energy down into your root chakra, which is the base of your spine, your pelvic floor. And then exhaling upwards, up your back all the way to the top of your head. And visualizing this circle of energy back and forth.
Start by sitting down in a comfortable position with your eyes closed. Inhale slowly and exhale slowly. Now start circulating your breath. Do so by inhaling deeply and at the same time drawing energy down the front side of your body and into your sex. Then exhale and at the same time draw the energy back up through your spine to your head on the back side of your body. Inhale the energy down the front side and exhale the energy up the back side of your body. You can use your hands to help you feel the direction of the energy. You may choose to exhale when drawing the energy down and inhaling when drawing the energy back up, as long as your energy always goes down on the front side and up on the back side.
So that practice felt really, really nice and relaxing, and I definitely liked the fact that it was about raising your sexual energy. So taking your lower chakra energy and raising it up to your higher chakras and having that connection and circular energy, it really transformed the relationship that you have with sexuality, especially if you do this on a daily basis. Whoa, it feels so good. Once you do this practice, you're literally able to experience orgasmic energy with just breath work. Like, you don't have to touch yourself at all to be able to experience orgasms, because you realize that the orgasmic sexual energy is within you. It's not outside of you. It's already in your body. So at any moment, you can use breath work to channel this energy, and you can channel it into anything. You can even channel this energy into your goals, into your artistic projects, into the things that you're trying to create in this life. Another practice that I really liked in that course was polarity. and it was talking about embracing polarity. And there was a part in the course where you literally had to dance and let the goddess inside of you flow and let the goddess inside of you express itself. And you see how I'm naturally just starting to move and to groove because I'm connected to the inner goddess within me, my inner feminine Shakti energy. So in that space, you're supposed to embody your goddess, and you can let yourself completely go and just embrace that goddess energy. And it was so powerful. I felt so good. I felt so liberated, and I just felt amazing.
Now start dancing and moving your body. Find your inner goddess. Let your inner goddess come out and dance. How much can you connect with your sensual femininity in your dance?
And then in the second half, it was about also embracing your inner God or your inner Shiva, which is that stillness and just that pure consciousness, and really getting into a deep meditative state. Right? So I also embraced that side of myself where I was just focused and just fully still and present in the moment. And I thought that raw experience with embracing my Shakti and Shiva was just an amazing thing that I definitely would recommend all of you guys to do. Because like I said, the more that we integrate our divine masculine and feminine energy within us, the more that we can create magnetism in this life. Because as women, yes, we naturally are going to lean towards the feminine because that's our base being. Like, that's who we decided to incarnate as in this universe. But we still have a masculine side to us. So when we allow the masculine to express itself and we give the masculine a job, which is to protect us, to create boundaries, so that when we're being all open and attractive and somebody crosses our boundaries, the masculine side of you is going to be like, no, I know my worth and I'm not gonna deal with that. Bye. So it gives you the space to be open and magnetic when you have strong masculine energy within you. And also it gives you the ability to actually sit down and get stuff done. But we're just in our feminine, we're just like enjoying life and living life and just like having a bunch of fun. But if we take that too far, then we get addicted to things and we become addicted to sensation. So when you have the masculine there to balance that part of you out, not only are you spending money and enjoying life and living life to the fullest, but you're also balanced and grounded as well. So it's a really good thing to have a good relationship with your masculine energy as well. And that practice really allowed me to embrace those two sides of myself in a different kind of way that I definitely would recommend all of you guys to do. And there were other practices in that course that I definitely think you guys should check out. I'll link that course down in the description box below, Tantra for One. If you want to try Beducated, definitely check out the link below in the description box and use my code BABYJ. If you use the code BABYJ, you'll be able to get access to the platform for 1 day, 100% free, and also get 70% off your yearly membership to the course program. Or if you want to pay by month, it's only $7.99 a month. This discount is for life. It'll be locked in for life, not just for a year, but for life. Definitely go get Beducated so you can level up your love life and live an amazing, luscious, juicy life. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're ready to up-level your love life and to dive deeper into your sexuality and to embrace sexuality so we can be liberated and free in this world as men, as women, whoever you are. I'll see you next time on another video. Peace.